Good. Drunken bard.
If only we had some kind of priest that could spell poison.
Is there any other type of bard? I didn't know I had an option.
Eldove, where do you teleport back to?
Drunkenness slider. Outside, well, I mean... Give me 1 second. What do you guys think? Should we try to teleport inside the tower, knowing that there might be some kind of magical defense, or should we teleport outside the tower?
That sounds like a
get through that door again.
I wouldn't try to teleport inside the tower.
We're gonna end up in a wall or
That'd
another
probably
gelatinous
be a
cube.
terrible idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, then sticking with the original plan, outside the tower.
Like outside the, like on the surface of the lake, at the bank of the lake, at the entrance of the cave.
Outside the door.
Outside the cave.
Outside the cave. Okay.
Yeah, that's the cave.
No problem. And you all teleport back.
Bamf.
You all bamf back, and now you are outside the cave.
Okay, so here's my question.
Okay.
Do we want to, and I'm asking this to the group, do we want to try to knock our way through this door, or do we want to portal our way past it? Because remember, we got these 2 dwarf dudes to deal with.
Well, if we want a portal, I can portal us directly into room 3.
That seems like a
Good idea.
cool idea.
Yeah, that
let's
actually
do that.
sounds like a really good idea, because then we can hang on to these scrolls in case there's other madness beyond.
Alright, so I'll drop a clairvoyance sensor here.
Okay, and you see room number 3. You see the door 5 has been opened, and you can see through in there. You see the giant pile of loot sitting against the back wall.
And there's your portal.
And
Alright.
wow, the portal opens up.
And I'm going to leave this one open, just in case we want to leave for some immediate reason. It's facing away from the wall.
Does it require concentration?
Yes, but I have 10 minutes of it. I looked
Okay.
it up.
Everybody, Fred comes staggering through the portal lasts.
Actually, let me put it flush against the wall so it doesn't interfere with moving around in the room. There we go.
Okay, what's the next step? Zook,
Okay, look at the
there's an awful lot of treasure in this room. Like an awful lot.
Detect magic, is any of it oh, I can't, because that would break concentration. I can't detect magic as long as I'm keeping the portal open, guys.
I can detect magic, but it'll take 10 minutes, and by that time, your portal will be dead.
Right. I just wanted to check to see if any of the loot was illusionary. Also, there's a shadowy figure on the other side of that door. You might want to close it.
It's still open after 24 hours-ish?
Yeah.
Shadowy figure didn't close the door? That's rude.
Brick said it was open when we,
Yeah, it's
tried.
still open right now.
And it's, Zook will pull that door closed just so we can investigate this room without too much trouble, hopefully.
And it closes with a loud clack.
Zook wants to do perception on that large treasure chest to see if he can find any physical traps.
Okay. What does that come out to? Because I know you rolled a 4, but it's going to be like a 34 or something with you.
It becomes a 22 on
Okay.
perception.
Just looking at the chest, you see a heavy lock on it.
Okay, I don't detect any shimmering, translucency, anything like that.
You wouldn't without detect magic.
I mean, I saw something with the gelatinous cube before.
Gelatinous cube wasn't magic. Gelatinous cube is a creature.
I understand. Guys, do you want to drop the portal and check this, or should I just go for it?
I think we should just...
Orphan
for
Shrugging
now.
says, how likely do you really think it is that you're not going to have to cast another spell in the next 10 minutes?
I can cast any spell except for detect magic and fly, really. Ceilings are a little low.
Yeah, they're considerably low.
What do you guys think the chance is that we're never going to try to steal this treasure? Because I'm thinking pretty low. And I'm also thinking...
Well, the deal you made with the war chief was that 1/10 of it is yours, and you get to pick you have your pick of magic items.
Right.
So 1/10 of what you're looking at is yours, and the rest of it belongs to the war chief.
1/10 of what we leave behind is ours.
I mean, hey, if you want to look at it that way.
Is there just coins sitting on the ground?
There's 2 large chests of gold and silver coins. The chests are open and the coins are spilling out over the top and onto the ground, yes. Above the 3 chests is a shelf. And on the shelves you see various gemstones, little curious pieces of art. The tapestries along the back wall. Like you see an ivory goblet up there, a ballroom mask adorned with feathers. There's a crystal glass bottle with some kind of liquid in it.
Oh, I thought one of these chests was locked. That's why I was...
There's 3 chests. 2 of them are open, spilling with coins. The third one is the one you inspected for traps.
Gotcha. Do you guys want me to pop this, or are we moving forward? I see a lot of treasure, but I also
we can, aside from the magic, we can get it on the way out, in my opinion. The only reason I'd be interested is any magical items we want to use inside here.
I agree.
Duke is getting twitchy. We need to leave this room or let me open this chest.
And chances are pretty good that any of the tapestries and stuff we'll be able to get, because how much is that war leader really going to want a tapestry?
Well, he'll want anything that has value, and these definitely have value.
Gonna have a
So do
difficult
we
time
want to
selling
deal
it.
with the door filled with undead ogres, or just continue on to the
Hell
room with the
no.
shadowy figure?
I don't see any reason why we could open
Yeah,
the
That
door.
seems
think
like
you
a very
saved us
bad
the-
idea.
Yeah, I think you just saved us a conflict. I think that's
Alright.
all that's there.
Well, let's, Aaron will go
Proceed
first then.
So open up
Hello,
the door.
shadowy figure.
So,
Yep.
So not
Sorry.
opening the treasure chest is what
Open
I'm
that
hearing.
door and move to here.
Okay. Looking down
Looks
the length
a
of the
lot-
hallway, yeah, you just see a strange figure. And as soon as you step in and stop in the hallway, the figure stops as well.
You say stop like it was pacing?
Well, Tarin looked around the corner, and he saw a figure look around a corner at the end of the hallway. That when he stepped into the hallway, the figure stepped forward and stopped.
So you've got a mirror creature?
Or a mirror?
Listen, we're in a wizard's tower. I'm gonna lean on the edge side of mirror creature.
Hello?
Eldove, you want to throw a coin at it again?
And Tarin says hello into the hallway, and no response.
I'll
Not so
take
much as an
another
echo.
5-foot move forward.
And the creature you see in the distance in the hallway walks towards you.
Can I make it out any better at this point? Where is it?
Somewhere off in this area. You see this hallway
Okay.
continue. You're not sure how long, but then at the end of it, it turns a corner. And you see there's a figure standing in the hallway, and you see several more figures standing behind it. But you can't make out the shape of it.
Aaron, throw a coin. The coin always works.
I'll throw a coin.
Throw one of Eldove's coins.
I
No,
gave back
Taran has
his
his own coins.
I'll throw a silver piece there.
Onto the floor.
Yep.
And you see the figure make some kind of motion, as you do. And you hear the coin fall onto the floor at the end of the hallway.
You just hear one coin?
Yep.
See if it is a mirror. Just toss
Alright.
it into the wall.
Sure, I'll throw a second coin at the wall.
And again, you see the figure in the mirror make some kind of motion. And this time you hear the coin hit the stone at the end of the hallway and then clatter to the floor next to the first one.
So it's stone at the end of the hallway, but then I see the shadowy visage but through it?
It's as though you're looking through the wall and seeing the figures on the other side of it.
Huh. I'll
Okay,
move
I
to
have
here.
absolutely zero faith that that's not going to attack us.
And you step forward
But
next to this door. Standing where you are, Tarin, first of all, the figure, and then one of the ones in the back, two of the ones in the back, one of the ones in the back,
I'm sorry.
Step forward into
do you
the
want me
hallway
to
as
figure
well.
out what... Okay, this one's right here.
yeah, two of the ones that were standing behind it advance into the hallway beyond the illusion wall. Standing where you are, Tarin, you feel heat radiating off the metal door to your right.
Oh, hot to the touch, don't go through. I learned that in fire safety.
Eldove taught you it.
I do not want to learn fire safety from Eldove. That sounds...
Yeah.
Who would know better than Eldove
I'll,
how
I'll,
to not
I'll
get
move
burned
right up
alive?
against this illusion, and I'll
Oh,
just
why?
kind of peer into it.
And
I'll put my hand against it.
throw an Arcana check. Oh, you put your hand against it.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Okay, you get sucked into the wall.
What did we learn about touching things in the forest?
Apparently nothing.
As soon as I see him get sucked into the wall, I go, yep. No one ever listens.
Everybody roll initiative.
Tarin.
Except Tarin. Everybody except Tarin.
Could be worse.
Oh, that's amazing.
Well, we just lost a character.
Finally.
We got this nice replacement, though. Look.
Oh, you mean the Sand Elf Druid?
Orphan.
Yeah, there's totally a Sand Elf
16.
16.
Yeah.
And Khalil.
8.
You're using the 20-sided dice, right?
Yep.
Okay, Zook.
6.
You're using the 20-sided dice, right?
Look, I can only cheat so many rounds before you get suspicious.
Eldove.
8.
Eldove can go before me.
I just like to do what Khalil does.
Eldove's
Okay.
a mirror creature.
Yeah, what is your dexterity?
Tarin
Khalil?
puts his hand forward to touch the wall, and as soon as you touch the
14.
wall, you see the creature
Yeah,
in
I
the
go
mirror,
first.
and you're seeing it very clearly now. Make a quick Arcana check. Khalil and Zook. Actually, everybody standing in that room can also make an Arcana check real quick.
Okay.
This should be amusing.
Eldove, make it with
Probably know how magic
disadvantage.
shirt works.
I just thought of that. Eldove makes it
probably-
with disadvantage.
You probably know how a magic shake works better than I do.
So you don't know
I
shit.
rolled-
13.
Who
I
beat,
rolled a 0.
who beat
15.
a 15?
I did. No,
Orphan.
I got 15.
Well, an Orphan has a little bit more knowledge than the rest of them because she's done a lot of research into the various types of devils and demons during her travels, finding her place as a Tiefling. And Tarin touches the wall, and you see, Tarin, you can see it very clearly at first. The creature in the wall puts forth its hand and touches yours, and for a moment you feel it. Then you feel drawn forward, and you lose control of your senses. The creature that emerges from the wall, Orphan, you know right away is a shadow demon. A creature from the abyss. And it's standing there looking at the group of you very menacingly. Looking back beyond it, you see Tarin standing on the other side of this illusion wall, stock still. And it is your initiative, Orphan.
I go up to it and I'm going to try to grapple the thing.
Try to grapple it.
Yeah.
Okay, roll a hit.
Okay. What roll is this? Just is this a strength check or what?
Make it to hit roll first.
Okay.
To see if you can get your hands on it.
Sorry, what kind of
Alright.
demon is it?
A shadow
That'll be
demon.
That's a 24.
Okay. You reach forward to grapple it. Now, what's your intention after you have it grappled? Once you have it grappled, you can try to move it around. Or you're gonna try to
Press
push
it for. I'm going to try to push it forward against the glass again.
You get your hands around this smoky-looking creature, and for a second it feels solid, but as soon as you try to push forward, as soon as you try to move it, it slips your grasp, as though you were holding nothing but air.
Okay.
And now it's Shadow Creature's turn. Orphan, you have an AC, right?
17.
17? I knew it was something like that. This creature, it has shadowy limbs, horns coming off of its head, coal black holes in its face where its eyes would be. You see fangs in its mouth, and it has two vicious-looking claws, and it lashes out with the claws, with each one, left then right. And you very expertly duck and weave under the blows. And you see, looking beyond it, you see Tarin standing on the other side of the mirror, and you see him swinging as though he's punching the air in front of him. You do see another one of these creatures standing in front of him. Right there. Another one here. And there. And there. And Tarin is locked in combat with this one. You first saw Tarin reach forward and try to grab it, and it slipped out of his grasp. Or I'm sorry, no, you saw the shadow creature try to reach forward, try to grab Tarin, but its arms go right through his form. And Tarin lashes out with a couple of punches. Eldove.
Orphan! I'm gonna shoot it!
And the Orphan ducks backward.
And then, yeah, then I
Lil
toss
takes a
out
knee.
some fire.
Okay. Like, what are you hitting it with? Firebolt? Scorching Ray? Fireball? It's Fireball,
Scorching
right?
Ray.
Fireball? Okay.
Fireball,
Scorching,
yes.
scorching. It's
I heard you. Fireball.
Yeah, Fireball.
That's fine.
What's its AC?
Tell me what you hit, because I don't want you to know what its AC is.
15, I think.
Is the lowest you hit? Yep, you got
It's
it.
the lowest I hit.
Yep, you got it with all 3 then.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and burn it! I need a calculando here.
Calculon.
Right, 4, 10, 22, 37.
37 total?
37 fire. Yep.
Okay. You throw out the scorching rays and you connect with the creature. And you see it recoil a little bit from the damage. And you see it locks eyes with you for a second. Notices that you're the one throwing fireball. Looking beyond the wall, you see this creature back here does some kind of magic motion with its arms, and it throws these shadowy bolts forward, and they collide with Tarin, and you see him racked against the wall.
Oh, shit.
Khalil.
Yeah. Can you push it through?
Yeah. That's a good idea.
Do you have a pushing attack?
I have a pushing attack.
Khalil.
Does Khalil have a pushing attack?
Yeah. Does Khalil have one?
Can Khalil make Orphan act?
I think he can just make me use it like a
an
standard
attack action. You just an attack, not like a. So. I'm gonna move here. Be ready to back up Orphan.
Okay. And you see the creature in the wall advance as you do.
And that's it.
Nothing? Okay. Zook.
I have an idea that's just crazy enough to work.
Okay.
Zook's gonna step forward to... Hold on, I need to check a range on that thing.
I say we all go in the mirror and just live in Shadow World.
So,
I'm gonna banish you to the Shadow Realm.
range on my chain whip.
Oh, are you gonna target? Yeah, that's,
Yes.
that could work.
Yeah, I am 30 feet, which is 5, 10.
Yeah, you got it.
No,
All right, so I'm gonna actually try to target Tarin, and
Okay.
I'm going to cast my I'm gonna shout, Tarin, this may hurt a bit. I don't know if this is actually gonna work, but I'm gonna try to target him with my chain whip.
Okay, that's a roll to hit, isn't it?
It is a charisma roll to hit, I believe.
Yep, go ahead and roll it. Add your charisma, not your dex.
Yeah. That'll be
That's pretty
a
good.
19 to hit.
Zook steps forward, and the creature inside the mirror steps forward as well. He lashes out with his chain whips, but they just clatter against the stone wall. While the wall is partially translucent, it still seems to be solid. The walls
Damn.
clatter off of it and do not go through.
That was going to be so money. He takes the rest of his movement to step backwards.
Okay. And so does the shadow creature inside the wall.
Shadow as far away as possible, just in case.
Fred is standing in the doorway back here, watching with some concern. Eldove, give me a second here.
I do, in fact, have an AC.
Fred jams out on his loot a little bit. Go ahead and take a D8 Bardic Inspiration die.
I don't know what that does.
You
'cause
can
I don't
add that
usually
to
get
any attack roll, save, or ability check.
it. Okay.
And now it is Orphan's turn.
All right. Gonna spend 2 key points here
Okay.
for a Fist of the Crashing Waves.
Okay, and that said,
See,
that's
this-
a pushing attack, not a grapple, right?
Right. That's a pushing attack.
Okay.
So that's you make a strength save.
and it's not very good at those. Well, what's the DC on the save?
The DC is, gosh, what is my spell DC? 15.
It fails.
Okay. So it gets pushed, what is it? 20 feet.
20 feet. So tab.
Mhm.
Well, I guess it doesn't matter where you're tabbing it to. You tab it back, and it crashes. The form of the smoke monster collides with the back wall, and as it does, it's sucked through. And Tarin is thrown out. Tarin, you take 18 damage, and you cannot reduce this anyway with your armor, but you can reduce it with temp HP if you have it.
Armor is temp HP.
Okay, well.
But I don't have armor up, so.
And Tarin is pushed through, and you see his front side is covered where these blasts of fire that are still smoking have collided with him.
Tarin, I saw that shadow creature in there own you.
Tarin, you have no knowledge of what happened on the other side of that wall. As far as you know, you touched the wall, and you remember being like sucked through the membrane of it. But next thing you know, you were being pushed back out, and you were severely wounded.
Oh, actually, he might be more severely wounded than that. Give me a second, because this does damage too.
Oh yeah, go ahead and roll that damage. Roll the damage and
Tarin,
hope you
what
don't
have we
kill
learned
it.
about touching wizard
Yeah.
walls?
All right, here's a 13, 21.
21 damage.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Tarin, you take an extra 21. I guess that's bludgeoning.
Yes.
That sounded like it felt good.
Yeah, Tarin, you feel like you were lit on fire and then pummeled about the head, and shoved bodily into a very solid object. Your head
Basically,
is
you feel
ringing.
like you went carousing with the group.
And Orphan turns around and says, Tarin, have we learned our lesson now?
That hurt. What happened?
Well,
You went into a mirror world. I thought you said there was no such thing as a mirror world.
No, you said there's no such thing as an onion world.
So it's a world where onions are inside out? I'm
Okay.
confused, and my head hurts.
so
and
let's not touch
I'm on
that
fire.
wall. And furthermore, let's make sure nothing can push us into that wall.
These
Also,
are
I
all
think-
good things.
I think Tarin can go ahead and erase this portal now.
Do I have to, yeah, I haven't made a concentration.
Actually, the
Should I?
portal would have went down as soon as you were sucked through.
Okay.
Because for all intents and purposes, you lost consciousness during that time.
Okay.
And you all can see the shadow creatures milling about in the hallway beyond
Wait, was the
illusion
shadow
wall.
creature concentrating on the portal?
We see a portal in the Shadow Realm. They basically, so they continue mirroring our actions as we move around.
Yes, there's one
Well, I
for each of
mean,
you.
I guess now we'll go look at that treasure hoard with detect magic.
Eldove
And
waves.
very, very magical. All of it. The chests,
Oh,
the gold,
yeah,
the
everything's
coins,
magical.
the gems, the tapestries. It's all magic.
That
Damn,
doesn't
that
help
is
a
a
lot.
fine-looking shadow creature.
I said there was something that was a ocean-sounding sort of thing, a thing with a vial and liquid.
Yeah, it's a crystal bottle with a very ornate
Yep.
stopper that's filled with some kind of liquid.
How big is it? Like a wine bottle?
Like
or
a wine bottle.
Ocean-sized bottle? Or oh, okay. And it's probably, if that's a potion, won't have time in combat to drink it.
Drink it anyway.
How bad is Tarin hurt right now?
About half.
Okay.
That's permanent loss. Like you can temp HP it, but you can't. Your
No,
max
he-
HP is lowered.
No, he can heal that regularly. He can heal that regularly.
Oh, okay.
These
I
aren't
thought-
shadows.
Can Fred heal it?
These are shadow demons.
Does Fred have any single target healing?
He does.
I'll be alright for at least,
Yeah.
one fight right now.
Fred's got cure wounds.
What's
He
the
can cast
harm,
it up
though?
to 4th level.
Okay. I mean, I'm just like, well,
I mean, if it's single
someone
target,
else
he's
is-
not wasting it.
Yeah, that better
Eldove, the harm is that if you get knocked unconscious, we can't get out of here.
He can cast it at 2nd level to heal me.
Okay.
So
Sure, I'll take a cure wounds.
Okay.
Besides, I think we all know you're more likely than me to go touching horrible mirrors.
Looks more like a rock. It's strange. I'd really like to study the instrument. I wish I had studied on the ethereal realm.
Go ahead and throw a D8, add 5, take that many hit points.
He's casting as a first level spell, or?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what was requested of him. 6 hit points, it's not bad.
Woo! All right.
There you
Anyhow.
go.
So this door.
That's the one you feel heat radiating off of. Like, it's not scorching hot. It's not like an oven, but the metal of it feels warm.
You want to check that for traps?
Orphan will try it.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
going to say
yeah.
Orphan.
Check for traps first.
Orphan's going to check it for
Orphan would be
traps?
good to open that.
Who's checking it for traps?
Well, presumably Zook.
Oh,
Hopefully
yeah.
Zook.
Yeah, if you ask me to go... now, I would rather check the other door first, since this one appears to be on fire, but... I will check this.
This is the one for you, Zook. I can
Perception check.
tell it.
Ooh. 18, and that'll add 7 on perception, so that's 19. 16 plus 5, so that'll be a 31.
Lots, yes, we got it. Not only do you not see any traps, I mean, the fact that it's warm gives you some pause, but not only does it not seem to be trapped, it doesn't even seem to be locked.
Now, when you say it's warm, you mean like it's like a warm bath, or it's like scalding hot?
Well, it's metal, so it's not going to feel like a warm bath, but I mean, you could press your flesh against it and not get burned. You can hold your hand there for probably a minute or two before you start to get uncomfortable. It's not scorching hot. It's not like you couldn't fry an egg on it. But there's
It's like the roof of your car on a hot day.
Yeah. There's a
Right.
source of strong heat on the other side of the door that's warming it.
But not in Arizona.
Now, I
That would
have
burn it.
evasion, so I can try to open this if you guys want me to...
Orphan also has evasion and also fire resistance.
Oh, well, shit. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
unlocked. Go for it.
Okay.
Dude, don't touch
I
that
also
wall.
have
I'm not
fire
touching that wall.
But I don't have a vision.
Alright, so Orphan will open the door crack and like poke her head in.
Okay. This room is unbelievably hot. Instead of a stone floor, the center of the room is covered with a lattice of metal grates, and you see flames licking up in the holes in between them. The room's apparent guardians are sitting on the other side. Let me spawn them in real quick.
Oh, goodness.
Where's Khalil standing at this point?
Back over here by where Zook is.
The room's apparent guardians are sitting cross-legged on the far end of the room. They are demonic-looking figures, giant demonic-looking figures. They have deep, deep red skin, and you see char-black bone horns jutting up from their head. They're each wearing dark robes that seem to give off smoke, and next to each one you see a large scimitar laying on the ground.
Okay.
And each one is wearing a chain around its neck that is lashed around the pillar behind it. And as you poke your head in, they notice you and they stand up, pick up their scimitars, and that's going to be another initiative roll.
Can I roll to see if I recognize these guys?
Make an Arcana check. You would have to make it a disadvantage.
Okay. As soon as there's some d20s rolling.
Well, let me ask, before you make the check, what does Orphan assume they are?
Well, she's assuming that they're demons.
Okay, then yeah, make the check at disadvantage.
Okay. This is an Arcana check, you said?
Yes.
Okay.
Ooh, not bad.
Yeah. Let's see. So that's a 16?
That's with your disadvantage?
Yes.
Yeah,
I
you
rolled
rolled a nat 20
15
and a
20.
15.
They're not demons. They're not like any demons or devils that you've come across in your research. Khalil, you can see through the door. You can make the know your enemy at advantage.
Plus 0 is 8.
That's, with advantage, you got an 8?
Yeah.
They look like scary fire monsters. Orphan, what's your initiative?
Scary
mine was,
fire
12.
monster.
12?
Yeah.
And Khalil?
16.
And Zook?
18.
And Tarin?
22.
22. You know there's only 20 sides on the die, right?
Back to cheating.
You know, if you're going to cheat, you just might be more intelligent about it. Eldove?
16.
16. Why are you and Khalil always...
Because that's...
Because we're
It
bros.
just feels right to me.
just feels
It
right?
just feels right.
We're bros.
Yeah, Orphan, you peek in this room and these creatures both stand and take their scimitars up. Terry,
Okay.
you have an action, but you can't see in the room from where you are.
I'm going to cast Armor of Agathis, and that's my turn other than that.
Hey, I better put Fred up on the... I don't even roll for Fred. I always just put him last. Zook, you can see in the room from there. Looking through the doorway.
No, you said that they were chained to those pillars?
You can't see very well from your standing, because Orphan only cracked the door and poked her head in. But you saw Orphan, looks like she saw something kind of scary. But you can't see the details from where you're standing. You can see into the room from that square once she opens the door all the way.
Alright, well, I mean, first thing I do is take a quick, movement over here, and then now how do I see them?
Depends on whether or not Orphan opens the door all the way or not.
Yeah, it's gonna have to wait for my action.
No, I'll do the free action.
Oh, okay. I mean, I would probably close it before I would open it.
Okay, so what you see is absolutely nothing, because as soon as you step up behind Orphan, she closes the door and turns around. And says, nope, nothing here. Let's keep moving.
Nope.
Zook's just like,
what's in there?
Zook, okay, well, Zook asks, what's in there? We can talk.
Nothing like I've ever seen or heard of.
Hostile?
Yeah, two giant were drawing their swords on me as I closed the door.
Awesome.
Demons?
Zook's gonna ready an action. If something opens that door from the other side, he's gonna put an arrow in it.
Gotcha. Eldove.
And Orphan shakes her head at Eldove, not demons. I don't know what they are.
Hey, well,
And Zook's actually gonna take the rest of his movement and move over here.
Next to the mirror? That sounds like a good idea.
No, not touching the mirror, but he's readying an action if something comes through that door from the other side to put an arrow in it.
Something might come through the mirror. Okay. You do not have line of sight in the door from there. You've got to be standing on the square behind Orphan to shoot through the door. From standing right there,
if something comes through the door, I'm going to shoot it.
If something steps through the door...
What space are you on?
Orphan's back here because she closed the door.
Yeah.
So if something comes through the door, you're going to shoot it.
If something comes through the door from the other side, I'm going to shoot it.
Gotcha. Okay. So Eldove, what are you doing?
I'm considering how there's a bunch of fire in there. Or heat, anyway.
Well, after she cracked the door open, I mean, you heard the crackling flames on the other side pretty clearly.
Yeah.
So he's got a boner now.
I'm going to toss up a telekinesis.
Okay.
And I'm going to concentrate on it, obviously. And if something comes through the door from the other side, I'm going to grab it and get up, raise it as high as I can.
You'll only be able to raise it a couple feet off the floor, so 9-foot ceiling.
What you want to do is push it through the smoke.
Oh, that's a good
Do we
idea.
really want a shadow creature? Well, Orphan, is a shadow creature better than whatever was in that room?
Well, Orphan knows what she knows what the shadow demons are. She knows specifically they're a lower level type of demon from the abyss.
Yeah.
That sounds
Okay,
bad.
yeah,
she's
I'm
less
gonna
afraid of
I'm gonna
that.
toss it through that mirror.
Okay. Khalil.
This is so dumb.
Okay, so what do we do now? Do we try to deal with those things? I mean, it looked like they were chained to it. I could get a feel for how much slack that they had. Probably not, huh?
Well, you have no idea. You saw a very sliver of a glimpse through the door before Orphan closed it again.
Okay. Hold an action. Just not taking an action then.
Well, are you not taking an action, or are you holding one? Are you ready?
No, I'm not taking an action.
Okay, Orphan.
Orphan's gonna back up and let the other guys do their work. She's gonna go over here.
Okay. Hands come through the door behind her, and a hatch opens.
Oh, great.
Fred continues. He's playing his lute still. Tarin, you can take a bardic inspiration die.
Is that a D8 right now?
That's a D8 because he's a level 9 bard.
Sweet.
Whoa, what happened to that?
We haven't been taking him on adventures.
It's Tarin's turn. Yeah, he hasn't been doing much adventuring lately.
No, but last I heard he was 7.
Was 7? No, I leveled him up to... Maybe he's not 9. No, he's only 8. That's my
We
bad.
took him on a...
Yeah, you said 8
awesome
last
Gnome
time.
adventure.
Whatever. So nothing has come through the door since my previous turn?
No, nothing.
I mean, I'll move to here and ready an action to sword anything that attacks me.
Okay. Zook.
Duke asks, should I just check the other door?
I mean,
I'm gonna check the other.
let's
door.
give it a couple. Let's give it maybe half a minute first,
All right.
just to make sure nothing's gonna come through this door, and then sure.
Would you rather something come through this door, or do you rather us go into this room and take care of it? Okay,
Orphan?
Zook's, if no one has anything else to do, Zook's just going to continue holding an action to shoot something that goes through that door. But I think we're going to have to shut our off the pot.
Eldove.
The next half a minute, that you know my plan.
Okay.
I'm just gonna pick up something and toss it through the mirror if it comes through that door.
Is anybody else going to take the initiative to do anything, or are we just waiting out to see if the door opens?
I'm just waiting to see if the door opens.
Right, 30 seconds go by and there's no movement.
I don't think that they're coming after us, guys.
What exactly
All
was
right.
in there? Can you describe them?
Orphan Nod says, I'm not sure that they can. They seem chained to some pillars in there.
Huh. And they moved to attack you as soon as you opened it?
They moved to draw their weapons.
The prisoners, then why
go
do they
out on
have
a limb
weapons?
here and label that under not our problem.
I'm fine with that for
Tarin
now.
reaches over to open the door, and then thinks about the mirror and takes his hand off of it.
Zook
Yeah,
sees
here's the thing: is that if they're imprisoned down here, then why do they still have weapons?
Is there anything in there that they could have been guarding or anything?
Maybe that's a
They've
Sarlacc
got to be
bit.
guarding something.
I didn't see much. They kind of drew my entire attention.
I mean, if they're chained and they can't get to us, there's no harm in me opening this door, right?
Zook is
Unless they're spellcasters.
That's true.
I tell you what, and Eldo takes a big 5-foot step backwards. Go ahead.
Captain. I say open it. At least let's get a better look at what may or may not be coming to kill us.
All right. Tarin opens the door.
Tarin opens the door and you look in. And the two giants are standing here, holding scimitars at the ready, and watching you enter the door. Looking
I've
against
gone
the
in, I
back
just
wall,
opened it.
you see that they're wearing chains around their neck, and the chains are lashed to these pillars behind them. Do you still have Detect Magic up?
I can cast it now, yeah. Yeah, it's up.
Okay. The chains are magical. The cloaks that they're wearing, that are giving off smoke, also magical. The pillars that they're attached to, very magical. The flames don't look magical. But against the far back wall, you see a ladder bolted to the wall leading upward.
That's what they're guarding. Are the chains taut? Is this as tight as far as they go?
You look in and you, Tarin, it looks like the chains are taut where they're standing now.
Okay. I'll speak into the one on my right's mind. Why are you guarding this place?
And it looks down at you, and its eyes get very wide as you connect into its mind. And it responds that it is bound here. Do you have business with Ferris Angus?
Yes, we do.
In that case, you will know the password.
Right, because we got past all those other doors.
Yep, totally know the
Very
password.
perceptive of you.
And he says, speak it, and you may pass.
Anyone want to, and I'll communicate over the mind link real quick. Anyone have any ideas here?
We already tried this at the door before.
Like, this is our,
I
we get, like,
guessed.
Eldove,
get
it's not your
one
turn.
guess.
It's Tarin's turn. Put yourself back.
Well,
It's,
do I have any time?
Nope, it's Tarin's turn right now. He has not taken an action yet. He's just opened the door and had a slight conversation. So you can't do
All right.
anything until your initiative.
I'll cast a suggestion on the other one and say, remind your friend here what the password is. He seems to have forgotten it. That's a DC 20 wisdom save?
Oh god.
Wait, what was the suggestion?
Remind your friend here what the password is. He seems to have forgotten it.
You're trying to cast that on which one? Tab him.
It's a 19. It's the one on the other one I wasn't talking to.
Okay.
I'll say that into his mind. I'm using suggestion. The suggestion is purely psychic, so only the one can hear it. And I'll tell him to say it out loud. It's a DC 20 whiz.
Okay, give me 1 second.
I'm sorry, 19 whiz.
And its eyes just narrow as you give it the suggestion.
Yay. Yay.
Now it's Zook's turn.
Luke's gonna Just kind of peeking his head around the corner.
And you see two menacing, red-skinned creatures wearing smoky cloaks and wielding very, very large scimitars.
Basically, guys, that would have been awesome if it actually worked.
No, that would have been awesome.
Yeah.
Zook will say to the room, to both of them, kind of in general, you guys being held captive here?
You say out loud?
Yeah.
And they give no notice or no indication that they understand what you said.
Because he was speaking into their mind. Oh yeah, that means I didn't hear anything that Tarin just said.
No.
I communicated it over the mind link.
Okay, I kind of take that as read all the time, but he does not understand when I speak common out loud.
He does not. Neither of them do.
I just quickly try it again in No Michelle Dragon.
Nothing.
Do you respond to any of those languages?
Is that it?
And I say to the captain over the mind link, I got nothing.
Tarin will say that, just to guess, they probably speak Ingen.
I don't know what that is.
This
Carry
one
on.
steps forward, holds its scimitar out, pointing at Tarin, and it speaks out loud. And it is speaking in Ignan. I don't think any of you have that.
But I can understand it.
Orphan can understand it, and Eldove can make a wisdom check.
Oh, is it primordial?
No, it's Ignan.
Primordial. Yeah, but is it a branch of primordial? Because knowing primordial lets you understand the rest.
I've been letting you have a
just knew
check.
them.
You can make the check. That's how we've been doing it. So you can make a wisdom check, and we'll see if you can understand it. That's how you communicated with every elemental so far.
I know. I just looked it up in the book.
And Orphan, you can understand it, yes?
Yeah. I understand all languages.
Oh. And it's just a command that says, speak the password and you'll be able to pass. Other than that, he does not move. Eldove, did you make the check? Yes?
Well, what's the DC?
Well, what did you roll? And add your wisdom
18.
modifier. Then yeah, you passed it. And yeah, you heard the command saying, speak the password and you'll be allowed access to the tower. And it is your turn.
Alright, I'm gonna come up here. And I'm going to cast Detect Thoughts on that one.
Okay.
And I'm going to ask it, what's the password?
Not
Does it think the password?
in the first round, I don't believe. 'Cause I remember Vorpal using this same trick on a guy. Because in the first round, you only get its surface thoughts. Then beyond that...
Well, I think
Right,
if
it's
we
just
say,
that this is specifically what Detect Thoughts
yeah,
is
I mean,
for.
I think if we can get it to think about the password. So if I say, "I'm sorry, what do I need to do again?" then we can maybe get it to think about the password.
Yeah, it's
The final
already
paragraph
thinking
of
about the
Detect
password.
Thoughts is questions verbally directed at the target naturally shape the course of its thoughts, so it's particularly effective as part of an interrogation. Like, this is specifically what the
Tarin
spell
is
is
going
for.
to say into the one on the right. Have you communicated with me over the mind link that that's what you're doing?
Well, right now, its surface thoughts, what is most at the forefront of its mind, is that it's bound here in this place. And you get severe hate for you, for Ferris Agnes, for its situation being here. But that it has no choice but to guard this place.
Yeah.
But it is
Just
not
sort of where
thinking
I
the
was-
password. But on the next round, you can go deeper into its mind and guide its thoughts that direction. But then it starts to get saves. That's how it works. I just looked it
I
up.
think it's actually opposed int checks, which is the whole reason I didn't take it, because my int isn't that great.
If you probe deeper, the target must make a wisdom saving throw. If it fails,
Okay.
you gain insight into its reasoning, if any, its emotional state, and something that looms large in its mind. But if you do that, the target knows you're probing its mind, unless you shift your attention to another creature. And once it has discovered what you're doing, then it makes opposed intelligence checks to push you out.
That's right.
Right, that's why the last paragraph,
Yeah,
where
yeah.
you
So-
verbally direct questions.
Right, you can keep going deeper in its mind, but its surface thoughts right now are consumed with thoughts of being bound in this location. But it's
Okay.
not thinking about the password. Khalil.
Hey, Tarin, tap my head for the mind link.
Yeah.
Perhaps something in the nature of who the master of the tower that we came from. That's my suggestion. That's all I got.
What's your action?
Zook, can I switch places with you?
Yeah, of course.
Ready in action. If these guys turn hostile, then they get sorted.
Define turn hostile. What's the actual trigger? If they attack somebody, if they walk through the door.
Yeah, if they come in and attack Tarin, then...
If they attack
get
Tarin,
sorted.
now you can't hit him with a sword from there. You can't attack through the doorway from that square. You'd have to be standing on Tarin Square or inside the doorway. If they come all the way through the door, you could attack them from there. You could attack them with a bow through the door from there. If they're standing on the square in front of the door.
I'll switch to bow
Okay.
and ready that.
Ready in action. If one of them steps forward and attacks Tarin, you're going to put an arrow in him?
Yep.
Sounds good. Orphan.
Let's see. Orphan's kind of out of place to stand around there, but she's one of the few who can actually speak to them. Let's see. She's not going to interfere with this whole thing because she doesn't want to get in the way of the questions that Eldove is asking. She doesn't want to like ruin his attempt to shape their thoughts, and so she's just going to go and look at this door.
Like you're checking the door for locks, for traps, trying to open it.
For locks.
It's definitely locked. You see another heavy deadbolt could be disarmed.
Okay.
This door is barred from the other side.
But yeah, other than that, she's not going to do much.
And they're both just standing in the doorway with their scimitars now pointed towards Tarin. Fred does not do anything, which brings us back to Tarin. And you hear one of them issue the command again. And add on to the end, they say, speak the password and you can gain the tower, or you should leave this place.
I'm gonna say to Eldove, are they thinking about the password right now? Over the mind link?
Eldove can't push till his turn.
I'll delay until after Eldove's turn then.
Okay, so what's your ready action? What are you doing?
I'm not readying anything.
Readying.
I'll just wait until after.
He's delaying until after Eldove.
Eldove, you're pushing deeper? Searching for the password?
That seems like a terrible idea.
No? Okay. Then what are you doing?
Tipped me.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess.
So you guess? You're going...
Yeah, I guess I'll do it.
Okay.
Alright, 22.
Well, no, they make a save against your DC.
No, it's opposed intelligence checks.
It's not.
Right?
It's really not. If you probe deeper, the target makes a wisdom saving throw. If it fails, you gain insight to its reasoning, its emotional state, and something that looms large in its mind. If it succeeds, the spell ends. Either way, the target knows you're probing into its mind. At that point, if you want to go deeper, then you start making opposed intelligence checks. But first, it's you get surface thoughts. The round after that is a wisdom save. The rounds after that are opposed intelligence checks.
Oh, okay.
And what is your spell save DC?
17, rather. Sorry.
I was scrolling down your character sheet, but it's so long. 17, it fails, strangely enough. So you go deeper. And you're probing for the password, yes? And you learn it. It's an Ignan word that just means passage. To the human tongue, it would sound very strange and exotic. But it's the particularly common word in Ignan.
Can you
Hey,
send that to me over the mind link? Oh, okay. There you go.
Tarin, as soon as that happens, as soon as Eldove speaks the word, you see the one that he was probing, his eyes snap in that direction. Now, he can't see Eldove from where he's standing, because he's looking through the doorway at you. But he shouts a curse in Ignan. He shouts out something obscene. Orphan, you understand it something along the lines of, That one took it from my mind. And he motions with his scimitar to the door. Khalil, you have an action.
Oh boy, here we go.
Have you communicated this hatred to us, by the way, Eldove?
Well, I mean, he did shout that out. I mean, and he probably sounded very, very not friendly when he said it, right?
No, I mean the hatred he had on the server's thoughts.
I don't know what Eldove said about
Yeah,
that. Did you?
I've been saying all this over the mind link.
Yeah, and that's what Zook was originally trying to ask in common. He was thinking he might be able to negotiate a release with these guys.
Well, right now it's Khalil's turn. What's Khalil doing?
Push my sword, stand right here.
Okay, so you push your way past Tarin,
Yep.
enter the door, stand next to them, and do what?
Not next to them, but right there. Ah. Tarin, get out of my way.
In the doorway.
Ding, 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 ding.
And do
beep,
what?
Beep, beep, beep.
9, 9, 9, 9.
And doing what?
Radiant action. If they swing at me, I swing at them.
Okay. Orphan.
Tarin, do you mind if I get in your space?
No.
Orphan goes up and says and talks to the to these two, and they can understand her.
Okay, and what do you say?
I say, it's true, we took the password, but the arrangement, the terms by which you're bound are that if we speak it, you let us pass.
Roll a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Okay.
That does not sound like a very strong argument to me, but let's see if...
For what it's worth,
I
you got...
was figuring these guys hate him just as much as they hate us.
That's why
Right.
that's why I'm letting you have a roll.
I
That's
was
why
going
it
to
wasn't
say,
an auto-fail.
if I understood what you're saying, I would make you add, and we go upstairs we go up there to end your master. But
Persuasion.
Yes, persuasion.
Right. So this is disadvantage 13.
13. They do not seem persuaded by that argument. In fact, they seem rather angry about it. Khalil, you have an AC, right?
Yep.
I'm calling this guy here red guy number 2. This guy here is red guy number 1.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Just, let me actually change the color on this one, because I did give them different initiatives.
Yes.
are they, what are they standing on exactly?
They're standing on like a
Just
lattice
grating.
metal grate in the floor. You see the flames licking up all around them, and they do not
Does
seem...
that look like it's dangerous to stand on? For non-fire resistant
not for
people?
them. It looks
Okay.
It looks very much not dangerous for them. It looks like if you were to stand there, you would burn alive.
Okay.
You could probably dart through the flames to the stone on the other side pretty safely. But stopping to do anything over that grating, you'd probably get cooked. Khalil, I'm sorry, your AC was 20, is that correct?
Yes, it is.
And you're still wearing the shield, yes?
Yep. The one that prevents crits.
It's a good thing you're wearing that shield.
Yeah.
One was a crit, but we're going to ignore the crit. It still hits you.
Heart.
For lots of damage. Hold on here. There we go. This one here, the darker one. It's not darker in the actual world, it's just his pawn is darker.
Mm.
He holds his scimitar behind him and holds his other hand up. And he throws, looks like he's moving air towards you, and the air combusts after it leaves its hand. And it does this twice in very quick succession. You're not resistant to fire or anything, are you?
Nope.
Okay. $34 damage.
Youch.
This thing just pitches a couple of fireballs in your direction. They explode in your body. You try to duck behind your shield, but the heat of it singes your hair and scorches your face. An Orphan, you catch a bit of the back blast, but you're fire resistant. So
Yeah.
it just feels comfortably warm to you. And he takes a step backward.
Just taking a pot shot.
Fred is not going anywhere near this room.
Yeah.
We're back to Tarin.
Do I have line of sight to throw some star missiles?
You have line of sight to this square and probably these 2 squares.
If you
I'm
want to
gonna
switch-
move. Yeah, I'm gonna move Orphan out of the way then.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
But yeah, from there you have line of sight to this guy, definitely. Yeah, you can see both of them from here.
I'll hit the one in the middle with a star missile.
Okay. Just one?
Nah, I'm gonna go for 3.
Thought
Alright,
you would.
first star missile.
Need to twist his arm, Brickroad.
This is force damage, yes?
Yes, this
Okay.
hits an armor class of 18 for 6 force damage.
Okay, let me get my calculator out here.
Second force missile.
I'm sorry, you said 6 force damage?
I think it was 7.
7? Okay.
Second force missile is a natural 1. Third star missile. Also a natural 1.
Wow.
Good
He
job.
does get pushed 10 feet back, though.
Okay, so where are you pushing him to? Straight back?
Yeah, straight back.
You push him back here. And the other missiles go wide and crash against the back of the wall. You push him free of the flames looking up out of the floor. As soon as that happens, as soon as he touches the stone, you see a brilliant flash of light shoot up on the pillar he's attached to. This one here. This bluish-white energy courses through the pillar and down the chain and into his neck. And you see his whole body racked with pain as he gets frosted over with ice. And the ice immediately melts after having come into contact with his skin. And that's a lot of fucking damage.
Whew.
Okay.
Poor guys.
Kinda feel bad
I
for
don't
these things.
feel too
Yeah.
sorry for him.
I felt
And,
bad for him.
okay, at this point I'm going to say into his mind, we go upstairs to end your master. Get out of my way before I end you too.